Hello, and happy Tuesday, or Wednesday, or Monday, or whatever day of the week it is whenever you're watching this. I don't even know what day it is anymore. If I seem a little shaky, or if I seem unwell, it's because I kind of am. I'm kind of in the middle of an anxiety attack right now. In fact, before recording, at this point, I've been recording for almost 8 minutes, and that's simply because, even after I got all my equipment ready, and even after I clicked record, which is usually when I just start, recording, I had to sit here because I was kind of having an anxiety attack. In fact, if we could cut to some of that footage right now. The last couple days have been a little rough when it comes to my anxiety, but before we get any farther, today we're going to be, just kind of casually building a Minecraft as I talk. I don't really know what I plan to build. I might build a house, I might build something else, I'm not really sure. I'm not the best builder in Minecraft, not by any stretch of the imagination. My anxiety's kicking in really bad right now. It's actually getting a little hard to even, commentate. I'm gonna do my best, I'm gonna fight through this. I'm not hamming this up for views or anything like that, I'm just, I try to keep it real with you guys, and this is just kind of where I'm at the moment. I'm thinking we should maybe have a nice little porch of some kind. I don't know. I don't want to make this thing too ridiculously big. What if we have a nice little porch that kind of goes up like this, and then right along the side, maybe we could have some fences, just, nothing too crazy, just sort of something like this. Maybe we could have the house start right here, yeah, just like that, nothing too big, nothing too crazy. We just want to build a modest, cozy little home. Maybe the porch should be even smaller, something just like this, right here, you get started just like that. No, that's definitely too small for a porch. Maybe is that a bit better? Just yeah, that looks pretty cozy. But anyways, today's video is simply a reminder that it is okay to not be okay. Not every single day is going to be perfect. Not every day will you feel your best. I'm actually going to switch out the glass blocks for the glass panes, just because I feel like for this build that might actually, yeah, you know what? I feel like that looks pretty, I don't really like the way that looks necessarily. I think maybe if we put it, no, that still looks a little weird. How about just yeah, that's a bit better. Normally I'd like to put a window in, right beside the front door, but there's not much we could do here. Maybe I could switch this over to a double door. I don't know. I'm really terrible at building. This already kind of looks like garbage, but I don't really, no, double door definitely doesn't work for this build. How about that? Yeah, no, having the door over there looks weird too. Okay, I'm really indecisive. I'm thinking something just like that, but the door right there. No, why is it facing that way? You need to face the other way, please. Thank you. If I'm gonna be 110% honest and transparent with everybody, I have a laundry list of mental disorders. I don't like talking about that stuff too often because I don't like letting my disorders or letting my issues define me. On one hand, I do think it's very healthy to be hey, I do have these issues and it's very healthy to coexist with them, to acknowledge them, but at the same time, those disorders should never be an excuse, nor should you allow those things to define you as a person. But at the same time, as, this whole video is kind of about, it's just hey, sometimes it is okay to simply just not be okay. I'm thinking a 10 by 8 for something like this. I don't know. Is that actually big enough for, no, that doesn't seem like it would actually be big enough for a house like this. I have really bad OCD too, so every time that I accidentally break a hole in the floor or a hole in the ground, whatever you want to call it, I always have to replace it with dirt just because even if I build over it, I wouldn't be able to deal with it being unnatural, right? I can't just fill it in with wood if the floor is going to be there. No, it has to be dirt as it originally was. I'm thinking if I bring this out 2 more, that should, yeah, that gives me a little bit more room to work with. For a while now, I've had a really good handle on my anxiety. I'm really good at grounding myself, even with, oh, hold on. Let me go ahead and change this to daytime so you guys can actually see what's going on. No matter what's going on or who's around, I'm usually pretty good at grounding myself, getting a hold of my anxiety, and just being okay, this is happening, and that's alright. But for some reason, these last couple days, even my grounding strategies just haven't really been working. As much as I try to tell myself, okay, this is happening, doing my breathing exercises, trying to relax, it's just, I keep panicking, it's just one of those things where my anxiety is beyond the grounding point. It's to that point of where it's okay, I'm getting the shakes, I'm feeling really sick. I haven't actually gotten sick, but I just feel sick, my heart starts pounding, my head starts racing. I get all the other not so fun physical ramifications of anxiety. Physically I just feel really unwell right now. My stomach's kind of aching just from the anxiety and stress. And the thing is, it's sort of like depression, right? To where it's it doesn't even necessarily have to be the fact that there's anything wrong, because right now there isn't really anything that I can point at and be yeah, that's so terrible in my life or whatever. No, it's literally just my body is saying that there's there's something wrong, even though there's nothing that I can really point at and objectively say, yes, something is wrong that needs fixed. There's always going to be those narcissists out there that are like, oh, anxiety doesn't actually exist. I have anxiety too. But there's a clear distinction between being like actually like stressed out or having some anxiety about something in your life and then just having, you know, like GAD like I do, generalized anxiety disorder, to where literally nothing can be wrong. And again, like I said before, similar to depression, like you don't need something to happen and genuinely just make you sad. Like you can just wake up and just be sad just because. This house is actually really ugly. If I could have redone this, I definitely would have built it all out of wood to make it look like a cabin in the woods, but instead I did it out of brick and now it looks absolutely terrible, but we're gonna work with it. The first step to make it look a bit more, I don't know, I guess less of a cabin and more of like an actual home will be to raise up the windows, since again, this is far beyond looking like a cabin in the woods. I don't know why I was doing it out of brick in the first place, but yeah. Now, I've had anxiety ever since I was a little kid. In fact, I remember the first time, or a few of the first times that I had anxiety attacks. One of the first times, but definitely not the first time. It was the first time where I remember it happening in public and it absolutely terrified me, was when I went to see a movie. I was pretty young at the time. I can't remember how old I was exactly, but I went to see Alvin and the Chipmunks. I can't remember if it was the original one or the Squeakquel. It was one of those. Yes, the second movie was literally called the Squeakquel. Is that enough window? Like, I don't know. I feel like the placement of these windows is just really bizarre. Maybe for these back ones, I could have it be something like this, to where it's like, yeah, we get like 2 on each side, but it's like a block away from, because normally I would like to put it on the very end, but I don't know, because that's another way I could do it. And I mean, like, I guess that looks fine. Just have windows all about the place. I don't got nothing to hide, I guess. We're sitting in the movie theater, munching on the popcorn, enjoying the movie and laughing. Next thing you know, I felt like the whole like room was just like closing in around me. I remember sitting there, my heart's, at first it was the heart. Usually that's what strikes me. Like, it's that feeling of like fight or flight. Like, okay, like that drop in your stomach to where you feel like your heart give out or drop or whatever it does. It's that feeling where it's like that sinking feeling where it's like, okay, something's wrong. And then all of a sudden it almost feels like the room's like caving in on you. You're like, okay, I really need to get out of here. And then you just start feeling unwell. Then the shakes get started. Then you start feeling sick, and then everything, then your mind starts racing, and then that gets you even more stressed out. And it's just like this toxic relationship between your mind and your head and your body or whatever. All the mind and your head, those things are the same. Usually I'm pretty good with my speech, but a good sign that my anxiety is bothering me is when my speech is either a bit more stuttered or doesn't make as much sense as it does now, to where it's, you know, I'm just kind of like almost repeating myself in some ways, but it's just, I can't really help it right now. Let's make this look like a classic Minecraft build. I'm gonna do brick, oak, and glass, and we're not gonna do anything else. I'm gonna make this look as classic as possible. Now I remember sitting outside the movie theater, because I don't know if every movie theater has this, but mine did, to where there's like these benches outside of the movie theater, so you could go out there and sit. But again, it was one of those things where I was so young at the time, like I had no idea what was happening. And I remember I was with my aunt and uncle, and they came out, they were like, hey bud, are you okay? You kind of like ran out of the theater. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'm okay, I'll be back in a minute. Unfortunately, I never got to go back in. I never got to finish the movie because I just felt so unwell, and I was just sitting there. And again, it was like almost we were only like halfway through the movie, I think, not even. So I was sitting out there for a solid like hour with, and it was just like constant anxiety. As soon as I thought it was good, it kept flaring back up. I don't think I should build the roof up too much because it might look ridiculous to have a super massive roof. I think that's actually like fine right there. I don't know if I want to do the roof out of brick. No, we'll do it out of oak. And it was so scary because I had anxiety attacks so often as a kid, and it took me years to actually identify or know, like, oh yeah, this is anxiety. Like there were so many times where I'd be out eating with my family, and then what do you know, an anxiety attack strikes, or I'd be at the movies, or I'd be at the grocery store. It would literally happen anywhere and everywhere, almost on a on a daily basis for a while. And it's one of those things that has never left. And no matter what medications or therapy I've tried, it just nothing has ever worked. And I'm at the point now in my life where I just kind of refuse to take medications for things. I'd rather kind of brute force things rather than take medication. I know everybody has different opinions on that, but that's just my opinion. It's my body, it's my choice. Medications just simply aren't for me. If they are for you, then that's okay. Please don't try to, like, you know, bash me with your opinions. I mean, if you want to, you can, whatever, you know, freedom of speech. I know it can be quite a heated debate and conversation. And I remember when I was finally diagnosed with having generalized anxiety disorder, I was like, it was one of those moments where it was almost relieving to finally understand why those things were happening to me, but at the same time, it just kind of sucked because it was like, oh, because I always hoped as a kid, like, oh, maybe this would just be something temporary, maybe I'll get better one day, but then I was diagnosed with it, and then they were just kind of like, yeah, you know, like, even if you take medications, this is still something that's gonna, you know, you're probably gonna struggle with. And thankfully, you know, I've talked to many therapists over the years, so I have picked up a lot of, you know, different strategies and things that have helped me with my anxiety, like I was talking about before with the whole grounding thing and different breathing exercises and different, like, trains of thought and stuff like that. But sometimes if you have anxiety, you know, it goes beyond just normal surface level anxiety and gets to a point where it's like it's genuinely uncontrollable. And that's just kind of how it's been the last couple of days. It's also worth noting that I did just quit smoking cigarettes a couple weeks ago, so I'm pretty sure that that has something to do with it. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, once you quit smoking, your body kind of spazzes out for a bit, so it's probably just the lingerings of that. Because, again, this is genuinely the worst that it's been in years. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we'll put, like, a really big TV here for absolutely no reason. I always go for this one just because it looks so cool. It makes me feel like it's, like, a Mortal Kombat type thing or whatever. Usually I hook up some redstone and some levers to make it look like a game controller. It might be a little hard to get that going in this specific setup just because of the way the windows are, but I mean, I'll try to figure this out. I'm thinking maybe we could just like kind of slap like a casual little chair here in the corner. You just kind of like sit here and it's like real casual like that, and then you slap another one down over here, just like two casual little things. Don't want to connect them, just two little side chairs. You can kind of watch the TV. Oh, wait, no, because then that's really awkward with that. Okay, so maybe I should, I don't know, you just gotta sit. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't entirely think this one through. How about this? You walk in, and then you have this couch right here, which is, like, obscenely close to the television, but that's okay. And then over here, I'll put, like, my bed in the corner. This isn't me trying to make, like, a good-looking Minecraft house. This is just me trying to replicate how chaotic my real-life living environment is. At the time of me recording this, it's literally only, like, 8 a.m., and I wake up at 4:15 a.m. every day just because, you know, it's really helpful for... Oh, they added hanging signs to Minecraft. That's actually really cool. Because it's really helpful for me, and my anxiety... Oh, that's another thing. Like, waking up early like that, it has helped me so much with my anxiety, just being able to wake up, have this few hours to myself before the world wakes up. Like, that has been one of the healthiest things that I have ever done for myself. But in the time that I've been up, I've literally had like 6 anxiety attacks, and furthermore, I keep having those mini anxiety bursts throughout. So I've had 6 full-on anxiety attacks where it takes me a couple minutes to recover, and then again, I've had like the small bursts throughout the day where it's just like, here's the jitters, here's the racing heart, and it's been on and off all day, and it happened yesterday as well. Look at this immaculate butter soldier. Now, I know this is gonna look a little cramped, but what I want to do is actually put like a reading corner here. So how we do that is we would grab, oh, I don't know, maybe we're feeling, maybe the, gosh, I'm so indecisive. Ignore the fact that these are made out of bricks and just pretend that there's some elegant red wood, and we just kind of slap an enchantment table, oh no, not 9%, enchantment table, go like that, and then kind of like slap some signs on it. Again, I know these are like right beside the front door, so it's gonna be a little cramped trying to like squeeze in here. You gotta, like, I'm not a good interior designer. There's certain things that I wanted in my house, and this was the best I could do. I guess since I have butter, you know what, it's screw it. We'll have 2 butter soldiers in the same house. We'll have one defending each side of the television. Again, I know it's a little cramped, but this is my hope. And I think for good measure, we might put like a little flower pot. Oh wait, no, because then it makes it attach all weird. Like, I don't know. I think the front porch is fine. I wanted to add something else here. I mean, like maybe I could put just like a little wooden seat out here, right? Like it's one of those things where you get home, you're like, I'm gonna pop a squat. Oh, wait, no, that actually looks really terrible. Okay, you know what? I think I'll just leave the porch as it is. There we go. Here's my cozy little house. Again, is it the best thing in the world? No, because I'm terrible at building in Minecraft. You know, again, I haven't really tried to evolve my building style, even though I've been playing this game since 2009 when it, like, first came out and, like, you know, alpha and all that. I've been building the same way ever since. You know what? I mean, it is what it is. I'm also sorry if the lighting is a little obnoxious, but I just wanted to make sure everybody could see. Yeah, I don't know. Even knocking out that lamp might have been a mistake, because now it's a little bit darker in here. But you know what? I think it's fine. The real question is, how does this thing look at like pitch black? Oh yeah, that's actually lit pretty well. And then if we go outside, oh yeah, look at that. The light, or the house almost gives off like its own light. I really like that. But again, I don't know. I was planning to go a little bit deeper in this video, but I feel like keeping things chill, just having like a chill surface level conversation while building a house is probably as deep as it needs to go. You know, again, I wanted to go a little bit more in detail, but at the same time, you know, maybe sometimes all that isn't necessary. Sometimes a chill conversation is all you need. And yeah, I don't know. If anything, I know this video was really random, but I'm feeling kind of random right now. So if there's any takeaways from this video, it's just that sometimes it is okay to not be okay. And honestly, after getting all this off my chest, I feel a lot better. And that is another thing worth mentioning, is that whether you do it the way I do it, where, you know, my therapy really is making content and just, you know, just doing what I love, whether it be making videos, playing video games, building Legos, watching anime, or, you know, going out and collecting little stuffies, little chibi Gokus. Speaking of stuffies, I still have the tag on. I gotta take it off. But look, my mom got me a Squishmallow Sonic the other day at Hobby Lobby. This thing is so cool. Sometimes when you're not feeling okay, all you gotta do is take a step back, whether it be taking a day off of work or just, you know, chilling out for the day, whatever it is, and just relaxing, doing what you enjoy. And furthermore, if you need to get it out, it's okay to get help, whether it be medication, whether it be therapy. I know I've spoken my piece on in this video where it's like, hey, I'm not a therapy type of guy. I'm much more of a, what's it called? A recluse. I'm a bit more introvertive. I know that's kind of memed on nowadays because like everybody's an introvert, but no, seriously, I really am. So everybody, everybody's different, whatever's going to help them. And there's nothing wrong with getting help. If you need the medication, that's completely okay. If you need therapy, that is completely okay. In fact, I would say reaching out and acknowledging that you need help and going out and seeking that help makes you stronger than just being, just being like, oh, I'm gonna bottle it up, I'm gonna toughen it out. No, having the strength to like actually reach out and do that takes a lot of courage and bravery, which like, not even I'm willing to do. So seriously, kudos to you if you're able to do that, and if not, seriously consider it, and who knows what could come of it. It could seriously change your life. At this point, I'm in my 20s and I already had a childhood and teenagehood full of, going to mental hospitals. That's actually still a bit of a open wound, I guess, when it comes to talking about that one. That was not necessarily related to anxiety, but rather my depression, but that's a conversation for another day. But I do have some experience with mental hospitals, and there was one where I was stuck there specifically for like a good 3 weeks. Again, conversation for another day. But I know what works for me, and what works for me is sitting inside playing video games, making videos, and doing all the other stuff that I already listed that I enjoy. So at the end of the day, just find what works for you, and as long as that thing works for you, then that's all that matters. And in case anybody else hasn't told you lately, I'm proud of you. And remember, it's okay to not be okay. But anyway, as always, a massive shout out. Thank you to all the patrons and channel members. Thank you to all the low baller tier, and even bigger shout out. Thank you to all the mid baller tier. My last can be daddy man in the biggest shout out. Thanks to all the G tier, run events, some Cheese Girl. Thank you guys so much. You guys are literal legends. I love you. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.